To Turkey, to Antalya, and indeed to the suburb of Kepes, where the sport hall hosting the European Championships this year is set, and these the contenders for the women's 63 kilo championship of Europe. A chance to meet the competitors. This is Okumus, 17 years of age and potentially a new star for Turkey. Here's an established star, the world silver medalist from a couple of years ago, and also 3 times a European champion, Sibyl Simsek. Representing Sweden, Carita Hansen, one of 9 children, comes from Gotland, just south of Stockholm, one of the largest islands of Sweden. Ludmila Brill represents Belarus, bronze medalist at the Junior Europeans last season. And after Ludmila Brill, this is Nicoletta Naj, much more experienced, 28 years of age, and Nicoletta 5th in Europe last year in Kazan. Anna Lesniewska of Poland, 26 years of age and vying for a place in the Polish team to go to the London Games, 6th in Europe last year. Agnes Chike, a member of the Besançon club and moving back up to 63 kilos from 58 where she's been in recent times. And from Pori in Finland, Anna Everi, 4th, as you can see, in the European under-23s a couple of years ago. And there's a definite duel between the Finnish lifter and the Swedish lifter for Scandinavian supremacy, apart from quite everything else that goes on in the competition today. Well, a little earlier on, we had the B group, and in the first half of the competition, in the snatch phase, the athlete that produced the best performance, Elena Loredana of Romania. 3 good attempts, 77, 82, and then 85 kilos on the bar for this 3rd attempt. And alongside myself, David Goldstrom, Randy Strossen from Iron Mind, and a pretty good little sequence here in the B group.
Absolutely, and that's a number that, I think is going to hold up pretty well. I'm not going to say it's going to end up giving her a medal, but not an insignificant lift.
Onto the clean and jerk, and a really good performance by the British lifter Emily Godley. Emily, who went 100 kilos for her opener, and this her 2nd attempt at 103 kilos, and ultimately to give her a total of 185 kilos. So again, another promising British lifter.
Yeah, we kind of got warmed up yesterday. It's good that she followed Zoe's Swiss performance with another good one from British lifter. Fired up about that. It's good. Things are looking good, for the team going into London.
She totaled up 185, and the Romanian who was best in the snatch phase, Elena Loredana, 187 kilos, and that's the total that is, so to speak, the leading total in the clubhouse. When we see the past winners, you can see there Sibyl Simsek, who's won this title on a couple of occasions. Coming back into competition, she missed the World Championships in Paris because she required a knee operation, and it'll be very interesting to see what sort of form she brings to this competition. Sibyl Simsek, who entered an entry total of 235 kilos, which is way ahead, and in terms of the competition on paper, this would appear to be a very straightforward competition for her to collect yet another European title. So almost set to go now. Sit back and enjoy the action with Randy Strossen and myself, David Goldstrom, as we look forward to this 63 kilo championship of Europe. And it looks as if it's going to be Agnes Chike who's going to come out to start the proceedings. Agnes from Besançon. It's one of the clubs. She and her partner, David Matin, both hail from that part of the world. Lionel Condren, the team leader for France, looking for at least 84 kilos from her in this first half of the competition. She's a lifter who used to lift in 63, then dropped down to 58, and has come back to this weight category. And as you would hope, gets the first one away, Randy.
Boy, she was all business. Did you see that look on her face when she came out? I mean, it was, yeah, she had murderous intentions, I think. Blows this thing up, but this is kind of interesting. She stands up really quite slowly as if it's a heavyweight, which it isn't for her. I think it's just that same thing. She's being very cautious.
And here's Carita Hansen of Sweden, just 20. Waiting to come in on 80 kilos. As I said in the introduction, one of 9 children, really big family, and they're all into weightlifting. Although, as far as I can gather, talking to Benny Johansson, the president of the Swedish Weightlifting Federation, no particular pre-family heritage in this. Mum and dad weren't involved. But nonetheless, as you can see, tall, elegant figure, 80 kilos on the bar. And straight away, that's a new personal record.
Very smooth, makes this look light. It's a characteristic of an effective snatcher, make the lift look easy. I mean, it's fairly complicated, you know, gymnastic sort of movement with the weight, but a good lifter makes the snatch look easy. She did that, and she's on the board.
Competed in the Junior Europeans last year, top 10 there. But as I say, 80 kilos, and there is Anna Everi for Finland. And there's a little bit of competition between the Swede and the Finn for Nordic supremacy today, quite apart from anything else. The Finns, who just got an outside chance of getting the points to maybe qualify one woman to go to the Olympic Games. They've got 4 athletes here. Hails from Pori, right in the western part. Qualified masseur, but now focusing full time on her weightlifting and coming out for 82 kilos. And again, here we have yet another athlete who's moved up from 58 to 63 kilos. Did so for the World Championships in Paris, where she lifted 80. So again, this will be another PB right on lift number 1.
Well, that call shows some confidence. She had to think about things a little bit in the bottom position there, I believe. Basically hit that lift the way she should, but she'll settle in the bottom just to make sure everything's stable before she stands up. It's right there. Nice lift, stands up easily. And she's on the board too. Happy.
So Agnes Chike out now for second attempt number 2, and this is 4 kilos up. 83 kilos.
Départ solide, Agnès. C'est pas à finir là. Allez!
Nice, you know how she starts this lift very slowly to get the bar in the right position, but you'll see she doesn't get her body under it fast enough. It's going to happen right here to catch it and hold it on extended arms. Now, the French team must be pretty pumped, I would think, right now, coming off a great performance by the men last night. She, I'm sure, would like to continue that this afternoon here. She has some time now to think about it and come back, make a correction, hopefully nail it.
Interesting chatting to the French coaches. She's only really come back into the national team over the last 6 months. She's been training at home, and you know, they're convinced that she really needed to come back because it's really difficult to train at home. And there was just a feeling also that she's an athlete who potentially overtrains.
Isn't this interesting? Because, you know, I commented that she has this almost stern look. I wonder if she's wound a little too tight for the snatch, because you need some looseness at the top to have the velocity to get under the bar.
And the interesting thing is, her partner, David Matam, also is a very, very hard trainer.
Yeah.
And so if you can't break away to do some other things in your life, sometimes it can become a little counterproductive. But let's hope not counterproductive on this day for her, because she's getting pretty close now to the target. He wanted 84 kilos, but because she missed the second time, she can't go for that, but she might be able to make that up on the clean and jerk. Needs to get this, though. We're still below the best lift in the B group. Steadies in that bottom position and corrects. Feet still and in line. And that should be 3 white lights. Well, in fact,
watch the left arm in slow motion, and let's see. I think there's going to be some press out.
Couldn't spot it from where I am, but I can see on that shot, even on that angle, which isn't brilliant.
Yeah, I thought maybe the far arm is what I was looking at, and you know, jury's not overturning it.
Well, that is 2-1 against her. She's left on 79 kilos, and back onto the stage comes Carita Hansen. Originally from Gotland, the largest Swedish island off the Swedish coast, just south of Stockholm. Studies at Kalmar University.
See how she kind of exudes the sense of, I'm having a good time, I'm trying hard, but I'm kind of, relaxed, and I'm trying to enjoy this. I think that's helping her in the snatches. People might be wondering, why does she have this tape on her shins? That's because the bar sometimes, be so close that you end up gouging your legs, drawing blood, doesn't look good, get scars, and that's just a way to manage all of that.
And the bar going up to 86 kilos now for Anna Every. So this would surpass Elena from the B group earlier in the day, Elena Loredana Toma of Romania. So this for the lead.
In Scandinavia and at the contest.
Indeed. Dad, Matti, very much a mainstay of Finnish weightlifting over lots of years here, refereeing, but obviously not on today's competition. And just about saved that.
Yeah, that right arm, though, I think is going to cost her.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I thought she'd save that, but
no, watch the right arm. It's pretty big. Pretty big press out. Press out. Okay, the bar's got to go to fully extended arms.
Yeah, that's a clear press out, isn't it?
And held there. So even though she gets the bar overhead, it breaks that rule. He was the organizer, wasn't he, when the World Weightlifting Championships were in Lahti?
98.
Yeah, put those on. Good time there, yeah.
Yeah, there's one of those arguments, isn't there, about, should you have press outs or not have press outs? Okay, she pressed it out, but eventually locked it out, so should that stand?
What do you think? Should they change the rule? For up to you? If you're the czar of weightlifting for a day?
Maybe.
Yeah. I think
it does make it any easier to unlock and then lock again. Now, the bar on 86 kilos, so this is Carita Hansen, who at the moment is winning this Nordic battle.
Yeah. Oh, close. Up and over, though. But see, she's not falling apart, because this is why I say she's got some sense of relaxation, which I think is really important, particularly in the snatch, because it is a very fast lift. You got to be flexible. You have to reverse directions right there, nail it. And she was swinging the bar a little bit, meaning she probably hit it with her hips, or at least pushed her hips forward when it wasn't about that height, and that gave the bar an arc, and ends up pushing it behind her head. Lost the lift.
Well, so far, I put the commentator's curse on these two Scandinavian ladies. Now, let's hope that Anna Every, third attempt, can finally get this 86 kilos.
Just not enough steam on that one. Because, you know, you'll see, I think, you know, when the replay, it's a fairly slow moving lift. I mean, she needs some real zip when the bar gets right about to here. She's got to really accelerate and then get the body under it.
So the bar going up to 87 kilos for the appearance of Neslihan Okamus of Turkey. Very much in the shadow of her teammate, but actually with the good fortune of lifting with Sibyl Szymczak, who is the outstanding athlete of this particular class. But actually Ludmila Brill is going to come out now for 88 kilos.
To move into first place, right, in the snatch.
Yeah, this would take her right into the lead, and 88 is what she posted. Sibyl Szymczak actually 100. Okamus has pushed hers to 90. And talking to the president of the Turkish Weightlifting Federation, he does feel that the 17-year-old young Turk, if she lifts to her ability, could be amongst the medals today. But this is another promising young Belarus lifter, bronze medalist at the Junior Europeans last year, and has moved up to 63 kilos, and surely that takes the lead.
And that's what a snatch should look like. Watch this. Boom. So as if the bar is just on tracks. You know, it's on rails. It's just, she's just, you know, making this thing go in the line that she wants, and it just follows that path.
Sibyl Szymczak, who is going to open up on 100 kilos. Just to put everything in context, the European snatch record held by Svetlana Tsarukaeva of Russia, 117 kilos. Now, 89 kilos for the opening effort of the Polish lifter, Anna Lewniewska. And of course, just reflecting on yesterday's 58 kilo category, the disappointment of Klinowska and also Marietta Gottfried gives this young woman some hope of trying to get one of those Polish places for the Olympic Games.
Yeah, you know, there are probably only so many times you can go to the well, and unfortunately Poland has not gotten off to the start, I don't think, here that it hoped to.
Well, it got off to a great start, if you remember, with Karpinska.
Okay, but after that.
Now, Neslihan Okamus lifted for Turkey in the World Championships. Got 88 kilos there towards a total of 202. This is 90. And that equals her personal best on a competition stage.
You know, I think this is a good point. You know, the Polish team is an example of what we're seeing here, David, because Karpinska is the young generation, the up-and-coming young generation who did well for the Polish team, and the veterans are the ones who hadn't really produced. And that's what we're going to see, hopefully, with the Turkish team as well, right? And Sibyl is right on that bubble, probably, right?
Well, you're absolutely right, because it does happen, isn't it? I mean, that's the way it happens. That you know, your coaching team will be looking for the youngsters to come and push out those who, you know, produce fantastic results like Sibyl, but ultimately you hope that there will be youngsters who will come in and take their place.
And Sibyl will either be at her peak or maybe on the wrong side of the curve.
Now here's a much more experienced lifter, Nicoletta Nagy from Hungary. 28 years of age and has been lifting since the late 90s for her country. Not particularly elegant,
Yeah, but quick, and you know, you'll hear an expression, long arms, loose arms, because your arms should really just be connecting you to the bar as if they were chains. They're not pulling. It's not as if you're doing a curl or an upright row. You get that sense from her. Yeah, I can see what you mean. I mean, especially she finishes with her feet wide apart. It's not like a study in artistic beauty out there, but it's effective.
So it's Okumus, the young Turk, who's leading by virtue of lighter body weight on 90 kilos from Naj, but now the bar going to 91 for Ludmila Bril's second attempt. Another lifter who's moved up this year to 63 kilos and whipped that overhead.
Yeah, she just pops this thing. You know, in weightlifting, it's not really the deadlift part, you know, as it were, the part separating the bar from the platform that defines a great athlete. It's that part of the lift. It's what's called the second pull. It's from, say, mid-thigh on up, and that's where you see the explosion. And the people who can do that well, people who have that on-off switch, can be good weightlifters. Other people maybe can just lift weights.
Big characteristic of Belarus lifters, particularly in the female division, how really good you see them, particularly in this first discipline where you need to be so precise and there's no margin for error. Now, Anna Lesniewska, Poland. Ooh, that was not a million miles away.
Yeah, soft at the top, though, I would say. I think maybe she wasn't quite as aggressive as she could have been finishing that lift. You can't relax when you've done everything right to the point that the bar's overhead. We'll see it in 1 second. When it's right there, you have to still keep tension in the arms. As far as I've said earlier this week, stretching the bar. Otherwise, the bar's going to come back down. It's not going to just stay up there by itself.
She's done that weight. She actually had the trip out to the university championships last year in Shenzhen, which one or two lifters get the opportunity to compete in from time to time, and it looks as if she's going to have to follow herself, because looking at the board here, well, Okumus has gone to 93, Naj of Hungary wants 93, and Szymczak in the wings 100. Be very interesting, actually, given, Randy, the fact that Sybil Szymczak had this knee operation and is coming back, and this is her first serious competition. I suppose you could say that, in a way, she's quite fortuitous that, you know, she won't have to go all the way to win this.
Yeah.
On her, you know, given her previous form. There'll be should be potentially a really nice warm-up for London, because she is one of the Turkish lifters who's definitely got a place for the Games. So, Anna Lesniewska and Randy looking for a little bit more fire.
Yeah.
Fire to finish.
Exactly, at the finish precisely. Right there. Now, once again, I'm going to say something that's, you know, probably not going to be very popular, but I think she could have maybe saved that lift if she's really been aggressive. She's got it there and starting to lose it forward. It's like, if her life depended on it, I think she could have made that lift. How's that?
Yeah, absolutely agree with you, Randy. And now the bar going to 93 kilos. Interestingly, Ludmila Bril at the moment, the leader, but she's a very light 63 kilo lifter, weighed in at 59.64. Just shows you she's only just moved up from that 58 kilo mark. So she could get a lot stronger. Tried to duck walk underneath the bar, and it won't work.
You know, it's really funny because I was on the verge of saying, boy, she's, to myself at that point, she's looking really good in this. She separates the bar very nicely, backs in a good position, and just not solid with the body under there, and then starts to lose forward. Shows that athletic ability, as you say, trying to duck walk under to keep the body under the bar so that the bar will stay up. Doesn't quite work in this, but I can see why they're excited about her as a lifter.
So Naj, second attempt, 93 kilos. This, of course, for the lead. Three white lights to succeed there, and goes into
lift itself. I think actually looks fairly easy. Most of the drama comes after these steps. Maybe I shouldn't say extra steps. She's happy with it, celebrates as she's coming off.
Yeah, this is right up, or that was right up with her best at the moment. Now here comes Ludmila Brill for 3 out of 3. The lightest of the class by some way, but looking to regain the advantage. And not too many lifts to go, so this could be potentially a medal. And that's a pretty good little sequence.
Oh yeah, you gotta like her lifting. I mean, she doesn't waste time getting set over the bar. She launches it pretty quickly, and boy, it just goes where it's supposed to. You have a feeling, I think this is similar to a comment you made earlier, David. You have a feeling she has been drilled and drilled and drilled and drilled, and she could do this upside down underwater in her sleep, and each one would be perfect.
So Nicoletta Nage has got 1 lift left. Okamus has got 1 lift left. She's now out on the stage. And then Sybil Simsek with 3 to go. So that's why I was saying with Brill, possibly a medal-winning lift. But it all depends now on the remaining 5 attempts that we have in the first half of this European Championship. Now, can she correct? And this young woman from Konya in Turkey puts right what went wrong in the second attempt.
Absolutely. Watch her face now, because when she smiles, you see it right here, this is when she knows that she's got it, okay? Everything else at that point is routine. She stuck that lift. Halfway through the lift, it was looking like it was going to be good. She's got to be pleased, I think. 1 miss, but still pretty good.
So Ludmila Brill leads by lighter body weight over Okamus of Turkey. Now Nicoletta Nage, because she's heavier than both of those two, has had to put the bar up to 94 kilos to try and get ahead, because she knows that if Simsek comes, she'd be pushed off the medal podium. So this is effectively to ensure that she's on the snatch medal podium at the end of the afternoon.
1 kilo increase. It's the smallest increase she could take.
Fights her way up. Well, certainly a huge amount of determination in there to make that, and she's got the 3 white lights, and that 94 kilos for Nicoletta Nage, the best I've seen her produce on a competition stage. So at the age of 28, this Hungarian still has something to offer and takes her into first place. Brill to second. Okamus drops down to 3rd place. So Sybil Simsek now to come out. The bar has gone to 100 kilos. That's what she proposed. And plenty of work in the training hall and the gym. But this is the first attempt since that knee operation in competition. When you listen to the president of the Turkish Weightlifting Federation, he has a lot of regard for this woman. Never been a problem. And that is a very strong first attempt. A real command on the platform there.
Yeah, you know, we've always liked her presence, the way she comes out. She's got great bearing out there. Here she delivers the goods. It's like a warm-up, you know?
Terrific athleticism.
Yeah.
She won the European title in 2004 when she totaled up 247.5 kilos when we were still in the world of half kilos. That was in Kiev. She won in Bucharest in 2009 and also in Minsk in 2010. Last year she was only 3rd in Kazan.
She's already collecting congratulations. David, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you know, it's an amazing scene back there in the warm-up room. just nails that thing. Looks like maybe she could do 2 more warm-ups after that.
Yeah, but she ain't going to take another lift, I don't think. I think she's just going to rest on that one attempt.
Right, yep. And that's why, I guess then, that's why they were congratulating her. 1 lift, 1 gold medal. That's pretty efficient.
6 kilo advantage. She takes the gold medal in the snatch. Nicoleta Naj of Hungary gets the silver. And Ludmila Bril of Belarus, you can see there, 3 good snatch attempts, 93 kilos. And by virtue of lighter body weight, denies the younger Turk of a medal. But apart from Sybil Simsek, nice close battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th.